Hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. I am Jay Lee. This is Jay Lee's Corner, and this is my review for Baller Wives Season 1, Episode 3. Now, Baller Wives, to me, is better than Love and Hip Hop Hollywood. You know, I just did that review just like 2 minutes ago, and now I'm doing this one. And these Baller Wives, these hoes is crazy. It's kind of, it's bananas. So let's just get into this particular episode. This episode starts off right where the last one left off. And again, I'm new to doing this particular series, so I have to look at the names so I can remember who I'm talking about. Miko and Asia are with their husbands, and they're trying to have a conversation. As we know, Miko has an issue with Asia's husband, Channing, saying that he talked shit about her, basically, and he got her fired. So they're trying to have this conversation. So, when they ask Miko, what's her issue with Asia's husband, Channing, Miko literally says, well, when I was working there, some people told me that he didn't like me and said, that he said some things. And the first thing that I thought was, so this bitch is mad over some he say, she say? Like, you really an adult woman mad over some he say, she say shit at a goddamn on radio station. So, she say how they told her that, he didn't think women should talk about football. And also how he didn't like that she was talking shit about the quarterback that was on her husband's team. But still, it was some he say, she say bullshit that someone told me that you said. See, that's what I hate. Don't you ever come to me and tell me what somebody told you that I said. If you didn't hear me say it, then who cares? Okay? Who the fuck cares? Don't come to me with no goddamn he say, she say bullshit. But Miko, grown ass, came with some he say, she say bullshit. Channing does say to Miko, I don't have an issue with women, commenting on football. I don't have an issue working with women at all. I work with women every day. I have no issue. He does say, I did think that you should not be speaking about the quarterback of your husband's team. He's like, solely because, people are going to think that you're speaking on behalf of your husband, and then when he gets into press conferences, they're going to ask him about what you said. So you're putting him in a bad position. He's like, so I did say I didn't think what you were saying was the right thing to say. He's like, because, that wasn't your place to say. And my thing was, Miko was basically mad at a sports commentator for commenting on sports and things going on in sports. You was basically mad at that man for doing his job. You can't, she was talking about, she made it seem as if he personally attacked her on some, bah humbug bullshit. No, bitch, what he did was you said some off the wall shit about the quarterback of your husband's team. You made some public remarks, and it was for the team he was being paid to report on. It's like getting mad over the goddamn the Detroit Pistons coach for coaching the goddamn Detroit Pistons. He's the fucking coach. You know what I'm saying? You get mad at a sports reporter who was paid to report on things happening with the Miami team, and your husband played for Miami. So when his wife made comments about the quarterback of the Miami team, he said, I don't like what she said. Bitch, he was on his goddamn job. What the fuck is you mad for, ma? Miko is by far. Miko, to me, is Jackie Christie. I think she's batshit crazy. Because why would you get mad? I was just, when she said what she was mad about, and then when he said what his job was, I was like, what the fuck? He was doing his goddamn job. That's what he was supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? But you taking it personal as if he personally attacked you. He also did say that he didn't like her, how she, was on the radio. He said that as well, but it wasn't a personal thing against her. You know what I'm saying? That's the thing that kind of threw me for a loop, because I was like, you making it seem like your husband was talking bad about me, but bitch, I did not know that Asia's husband was a sports commentator. I didn't know that. But I'm like, who the fuck, bitch, what? Searching for a goddamn storyline is what her ass is doing. And she is the Jackie Christie of Baller Wives. He, you know, then she was like, well, he was just saying things that he should not have said. He got me fired. He couldn't have got you fired. I don't believe that man could have got you fired. I think what you said, because she said, you know, I did say some things that I should not have said. I was commenting on stuff that I should not have commented on. He then went on his radio and said he didn't like what I said, and eventually I got fired. That don't mean that man got you fired. Your own actions, your own comments, your own words got your ass fired. And you needed a goddamn scapegoat. So you're like, I'm going to use Shannon because we was on the same. My thing, it was also 2 years ago. The fuck? Okay? He even said, you know, she's like, you know, you weren't trained to be a journalist. You know, you got your job based on who you were because you played football. I went to journalism school and blah, 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 blah. I am a very talented journalist. He cut her deep because what he said was, if you were that talented, you would have a job. Yes! Come through with the petty antics. I was like, bitch. Yes, because if you were that talented, you would have a job. He then also pointed out, you got fired from one station. There are 4 broadcast stations in Miami. If you were that good, you could have got a job at one of those other 3. Which is true because even here, like in Detroit, in Michigan, we have like Channel 2, Channel 4, Channel 7 news. We have some of our news, you know, casters or whatever. They would, you know, get fired or be gone from one station. And they move on to the other one because we have like 4 major, you know, local stations here that, you know, they swap it out. So I agree with Channing. You know, you got, even on our radio here, you know, we have FM 98, we have 105.9, we have, you know, 105.1. The DJs and the disc jockeys and the, you know, radio people, they are always switching. Coco ain't on this station no more. You know, Foolish ain't on this station no more. They on, okay, they get fired. And in 2 weeks, they at the other station. Because when you're that good, you get picked up somewhere else. So what Channing Bush said was true. If you were that talented bitch, you would have gotten hired somewhere else, but you didn't. So I, to myself, was laughing so damn hard. You know, so I feel like Channing, Asia's husband, didn't say shit wrong. Miko is petty as fuck, and she stupid, and she ain't got shit else to do. Her husband finally talks. I think her husband might have got hit in the head too many times. Or maybe he could just be really quiet. But he do seem like, you know, you've seen football players who have been affected from playing. And I'm not trying to throw any shade or anything towards what his mental capabilities could be. But he do seem like he is always one step behind. You know what I'm saying? Like he's taking a little bit more time to think about what's going on. And he might, you know, but I'm like, he was a football player, so who knows what could have happened. So he finally do speak up and he say, look, you know, you had a job to do. You was doing your job. You wasn't trying to have any ill malice towards her. You know, she just didn't like the comments you made. It ain't that serious. You know, we should be able to move past this and get on with, you know, my wife has an opinion. She's entitled to her opinion. And, you know, you were just doing your job. You know, let's just move past it. So I thought that was a good thing that he was saying that, you know, the agent was also agreeing, and so was Shanny. Miko ass just kind of standing around like, yeah, okay, yeah, we gonna toast to this. And in her confession, she like, I'm just gonna let this go so that these meaningless people will keep my name out their mouth. But I'm like, but you kept talking about them. Again, you got fired 2 years ago, and you still bringing it up 2 years later. I don't think they are currently talking about you. You were mad about the shit that was said 2 years ago, so you need to keep their name out your goddamn mouth, bitch. Okay? So, yeah. Next, even at the same party, we see Kelly then talking to Miko, and she's like, you know what, I had a different perspective of who you were. And Miko was like, well, really? You know how? She's like, well, you know, because I was talking to Kiafa. And Kiafa kind of just made it seem as if you were a bully. So Miko, of course, did not like that. She feels like Kiafa is basically poisoning the other girls against her, and she doesn't like it. So she's like, you know what I'm saying? Kiara feel like she the queen bee, and like we peasants, and that we are all just beneath her. You know what I'm saying? But I want to show her, you know, I want to knock her down to let her know, you know, that she's beneath me or something like that she said. And now she want to have a sit down with Kiafa. So whatever. The next thing that we do see is actually Kiafa and Miko meeting up for dinner. And Kiafa like, you know, me and Miko don't talk much. You know, we don't text, we don't talk on the phone at all. But she called me and invited me to dinner, so, you know, I came to see what's up, to see what she wanted. So when Miko get there, and she like, well, you know what? I talked to Kelly, and Kelly told me that you said, again, she said bullshit. But how you told her that, you know, well, she has a different perspective of who I am based on something that you said. And Kiara like, okay. And she's like, did you tell her that I was a bully? And Kiara was like, well, yeah, you know, I do think you're a bully. And I think you bully Asia. Well, that's not fair to say. She's like, no, you do bully Asia. And, you know, that's how I felt. So I did. She's like, I wasn't talking about you. But when someone asked what I felt, I said I felt like you were a bully to Asia. And that was my, you know, that was my opinion. And it's like, I didn't tell anyone to dislike you at all. I didn't tell them how to feel about you. I just told them my opinion on who you were. And that was my opinion. I'm like, go ahead, Kiafa, speak your truth. She didn't say, no, I didn't say that. She said, well, yeah, I did say that. But this is the context that I said it in. And truth be told, when it was on that boat, Miko is a bully to Asia. She do try to be mean to that girl for no goddamn reason. And she do say little snap remarks solely because she didn't like that lady husband. So, you know, what Kiafa was saying was correct. Miko then says, I feel like you're trying to create a divide within the ladies. You know, it's 8 of us. There's no reason on why we should not be able to be together. You know, right now, you know, you have an issue with Stacy. Geneva has an issue with Stacy. And Kiara was like, well, yeah, so, and there's no divide other than that. You know, we don't deal with her, but there's no other divide. She's like, if anything, you're trying to create a divide by, you know, consistently getting mad at people for no reason. Which is true. Like, she was like, I don't have any issue with you. You know what I'm saying? I don't have an issue with you. And Miko goes on to say, you know, well, no, Kiafa said, look, I disagree with you. You know, there is no divide. You know, I didn't have an issue with you. But when I said that you were a bully, the other ladies agree with me. So that's what it is. And then Miko was like, well, you know how dirty I can get. So, do you really want to go down this road? And Kiafa like, well, I can get dirty too, but what, and so what? So, Kiafa like, what are you trying to accomplish here? And she's like, well, I just felt like we were building as friends. You know, we were friends. And Kiafa like, we weren't friends, Miko. And she's like, what? And she was like, we weren't friends. No. Miko was like, but I came to your house and I cooked one time and I brought my kid over to play with your kid. And Kiara was like, yeah, you came over once before. And I remember the one time you brought your child over to play with my kid. Yeah, I remember that. She's like, we weren't friends. You know, we weren't. She's like, it takes time for me to build a friendship with a person. It just doesn't happen because I see you once or twice. I agree with that. I don't think you should make people your friends. I have layers. I have my best friends. Okay? Best friend. Go best friend. That's my best friend. You know, I have a couple of best friends. I have friends. I have associates. I have coworkers. And I have acquaintances. So my thing is, I don't meet people like, this is my friend so-and-so. I don't. I really don't. It do take me a minute to build that up with the person too. So I understood what Kiafa was saying. Kiafa then explained it. She was like, my husband is Michael Vick. So a lot of times we have parties at our house. And she's like, because I'm his wife, I have to entertain the wives of other players. She's like, but that doesn't mean that we're friends. I'm entertaining you because I'm the hostess of something that's at my house. And she was like, you know, one party that I had, because a lot happened, Miko did help me cook some stuff in the kitchen. She was like, but you know, that don't mean we're friends. She's like, her kid did play with my kid, but that doesn't mean we're friends. I completely agree, okay? Because you can't always put people in that friend category, because then they expect shit from you that they don't really deserve. And they want you to trust them. You don't know them. So Kiafa is honest in saying we were not friends. And, you know, bottom line. So Miko was like, I'm sorry. I'm confused. I misunderstood what we were doing. I thought we were building a friendship. And she was like, well, you know, but we're not friends. It just takes time. So Kiafa was very honest about that. Miko said that she felt stupid because she misinterpreted it and thought they were building a friendship. She's like, that was my fault for not knowing we were on 2 different pages. And Miko then says, you know, Kiafa the kind of person who wants you to kiss her ass for a year before y'all can be friends. No, bitch, she wants to get to know you. It's that simple. She wants to get to know you. You can meet people on an everyday basis who can try to be your friend solely because they like, we can be friends. That person can be a killer. That can be a person who want to fuck your husband. That can be a child molester. You should take the time to get to know people before you be like, yeah, that's my friend so-and-so. No, what I would say is, oh, hey, this is Tiffany. Who? Yeah, this is Tiffany. Or whoever. You know what I'm saying? Oh, this is Rachel. Oh, okay. You don't say, this is my friend Rachel. This is my coworker Rachel. This is my best friend Karla. That's how I introduce people. Hey, this is my best friend Karla. This is my sister Carlydia. This is my sister Veronica. This is my cousin Shanae. You know what I'm saying? Everybody got their place. You know what I'm saying? And if I just say this is so and so from work, or if I give you no title, I just give you a name, you're an acquaintance. Okay? Levels to it. So, the next thing we see is Geneva is now over to Miko's house. And what is Miko doing? Complaining about Kiafa. And she's like, you know, all this time, I thought we was building a friendship, and this bitch ain't my friend. Blah, blah, blah. And so Geneva like, oh my God, why she even put me in the middle of it? You know, Geneva does say, look, I don't want to be in the middle of it because I'm your friend and I'm her friend. I think y'all should be able to work this out. But I'm not going to be in the middle of it at all. Y'all need to build a bridge and get over it. Y'all live in the same community. You know, you can walk to her house. She can walk to your house. Stacy, her neighbor, is bad enough that her and Stacy beefed out. I think y'all should be able to get through this and get past it. I freaking agree. I tell people all the time when they have issues, offer people a hammer and say, take this goddamn hammer, build a bridge, and get over the shit. Can you take this hammer, some nails, and some wood, build a goddamn bridge, and get over it, okay? And I'm happy that's what Geneva did to Miko. Miko like, okay, fine, we'll, you know, try to fix it. What else did we see? Oh, Michael Vick and his Kiafa had like a gender reveal party. Everyone was there, of course, except Miko and them wasn't there, and neither was Stacy's family. I was in the kitchen, like, getting water. I was like, putting water or something. So I was listening to what was going on, and I know Kelly's husband and their kids. The kids one kid wants to play football, and the father is against it because he said how he got injured or, you know, playing football. So he was talking to Michael Vick about how his kids kind of wants to play football and he doesn't know. They want to steer their kids away from it. You know how when he was younger, you know, football for them was a way out because they had nothing else. But because he, you know, his kids don't have that, doesn't be their way out. They can do anything they want to do, but they're kind of picking football. So when I did come back in my living room, I saw Mike Vick was talking to the son who wants to play football. And so the little boy was saying, well, yeah, if I had to pick a sport besides football, you know, I would pick baseball. And Mike Vick was like, yeah, that's a safer sport. You know, you should try that. I thought it was cool because, you know, if a kid was like football, they know who Michael Vick is. I think for a kid, Michael Vick saying, look, try something other than football. You know, don't get mad at your dad or your mom if they try to tell you can't play football. You know, they're doing it for a reason. There are other sports to play besides football, and you know, football is a tough sport. So my thing is, it's just a different perspective because it's one thing if your mom or dad says, you know, you shouldn't smoke weed, but if Snoop Dogg tell you, you know what, you shouldn't smoke weed, you like, damn, Snoop smoke weed, and he telling me I shouldn't do it. It's a reason he telling me I shouldn't do this. So yeah, if Mike Vick, who's a, you know, famous football player, telling me, hey, you know, if you can play another sport, you know, you're young enough, play that other sport. It kind of goes a longer way. You know what I'm saying? Because it's Michael Vick. So, yeah. They do have the gender reveal. In the reveal, they are having... Dun, 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 oh, boy. Congratulations. Geneva's husband has his first boxing match. And I don't know if he won or he lost. I think he lost. It looked like he lost because in the ring he was saying that after he got punched in the face that he couldn't breathe. He's like, I finished my match, but I can tell something was wrong because I was trying to take air in and I really couldn't. Turns out he had a his nose was messed up. It was like a hematoma. I think it's like, I thought a hematoma was a brain bleed, but it could have been a bleed in the nose. And so he had to have surgery. He had outpatient surgery to get it fixed, and on the way home, he like, I feel drunk, I feel high, as everybody do after any kind of surgery. And then when Geneva asked him what you want to do next, he like, well, I want to go back and sit in the gym. And she's like, what, you can't do that, no. And he like, well, the doctors told me that I can't box. No, he said they told me that I can't lift anything more than 5 pounds. They didn't say that I couldn't practice boxing. I'm like, what the fuck is, what, bruh, what? So, yeah, whatever. We do see Crystal, Miko, and Stacy all meet up. Just having a little chat. Stacy's still pregnant. Crystal is talking about how she's single. She has not had sex with her baby daddy in like a year, and how she doesn't want to date any more ballers. But for me, her reasoning was stupid. She was like, I don't want to date any more ballers because, they just never have time for you. They always say they have a meeting to get to. They can't call you. They can't talk to you because they're busy with meetings. First of all, there are other busy professions besides the doctor. I be busy at work, and I'm not a doctor. I just work in billing. And to me, it was just stupid. I'm looking like, no, that's what people say when they're cheating on you. You have, successful basketball players who have successful marriages, and they're not spending their wives and their girlfriends. You just need to meet a good dude. You know what I'm saying? I should meet a lawyer or a businessman. If you think a basketball player is busy with meetings, a lawyer is 10 times as busy because they have to meet for depositions and just all kind of stuff they have to meet for. But whatever. But how she wants to date somebody else besides a baller. Next, we see Miko and her husband have a 7-year anniversary party. They are a match made in heaven. Stacy and her husband Chris is there. I don't like how Stacy and Chris, whenever they're in any kind of room or whenever they're on camera together, they always seem to try to bring up how they met. I feel like they're trying to make the public believe that she wasn't a stalker and that he wasn't cheating on his first wife with her, and like he wasn't a fucking scumbag cheating on his first wife with this girl who then stalks him and his wife's people, and then he married her. Because she's like, yeah, we met, we was in this room, remember? And he like, yep. And she's like, yeah, and remember you stalked me? Why y'all keep, because they keep saying he was stalking her, when we all know she had to have been stalking him. But my thing is, I just feel like you talked on episode 1 about how y'all met. You don't have to keep talking on every episode about how y'all met. I feel like they're trying to stuff it down America's face. I know y'all read the blogs. I know y'all seen the police reports. I know y'all heard all the reports that she stalked me. I was cheating on my wife. I filed a restraining order against her. The league kind of went after her. That ain't what really happened. I'm going to hypnotize all of y'all. That's not, I feel like they're trying to hypnotize people into thinking that's not what happened when it really is. So, yeah. It's like they're trying to promote they love. You know what I'm saying? It just doesn't seem genuine. I think you can tell a person one time how y'all met and not keep trying to make it seem when everyone know the truth. Okay? We know the truth. Okay? Let it go. So we see that Miko tried to set Crystal up with another player. I thought the player looked really young from the back or from the side. But when he turned around, I was like, he doesn't look that young. But the fact that he was telling her, if she had been at the party for 30 minutes and she only had 1 drink, he like, that's it, 1? You ain't had 2 drinks? 30 minutes is not a long time. I mean, people who do stuff like that is almost an alcoholic. Just because you don't have to down drinks. And I was like, well, that's a little bit different. They were kind of laughing and talking and stuff, so they were at least, she wasn't annoyed with him. She did, say, I'm not trying to find anyone right now. I'm not trying to get too serious with anyone. I'm not trying to move too quickly. I want to get to know somebody. So I'm like, at least that's a good thing. The next thing that happened is, with the last scene of the evening, is Miko was upset with Geneva. Geneva's supposedly her friend. And Geneva isn't at this anniversary party. And, she called Geneva. And she like, Geneva, girl, where you at? And Geneva like, Miko, I didn't tell you I was coming to your party. I'm not coming. I feel like I shouldn't, if I didn't tell you I was coming, I don't have to call you and tell you I'm not coming. And I kind of understand that. But then again, I don't. Because you sometimes want people to know who's coming. Just because you kind of plan for the amount of people who's coming. But also I feel like if a person's having a big to-do party, like a big party, and they're just, it's extra. It's not like a wedding. It's just like a regular party. If you invite people, whoever comes. And I just feel like as long as you don't tell me you coming and then you don't come, it's fine. If I invite you to somewhere and you just don't respond, then you ain't coming. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to call you the day of the party and say, why didn't you call and tell me you wasn't coming? Because when you didn't call me back and say, hey Lee, I ain't coming. You know what I'm saying? My friends call me Lee. I ain't coming. It's cool. Now, if you call me and be like, yeah, girl, I'm going to be there, and this is the party, and I'm like, where the fuck you at? You ain't here. You can't be like, well, I didn't tell you I was coming. So, Geneva said, I never said I was coming. Miko then thinks that Kiafa has gotten into Geneva's head, and that's why she didn't come. And she then said, if I invite you somewhere, I expect you to call me personally and tell me if you coming or not. You know what I'm saying? That's just what I expect. And she was like, Miko, get back to your party. And then hung up. I'm looking like, well, damn, bitch. Okay, I don't know. But, my thing is, I think it's two different things. I do think people should be respectful enough to say, hey, I can't come. Hey, I can come. It also can depend on how you invite that person. If we talking in casual conversation, you're like, oh, yeah, I'm having a party on this day, you should come. And I'm like, all right, I'll try to make it. That's it. If you mail me something and, it says RSVP, I would at least RSVP and say no or yes. Like, for instance, my best friend's sister was getting married, and I did RSVP to go to this particular wedding. But when the time came for the wedding to happen, some things were going on, and I wasn't able to go. But I texted my best friend, like, hey, let Carmen know I'm so sorry, but I can't make it tomorrow. Because my thing is, I did RSVP. You know what I'm saying? But because something else happened and I could not make it, I'm like, let me let them know that I'm not coming. But had I not RSVP'd, or if I had sent something in saying I wasn't coming, I think it would have been a thing like, well, why did you tell me you wasn't coming? So I think it can just depend on the circumstances of what happens. If you RSVP and you can't show up, you should absolutely call that person and say, hey, I'm actually not going to make it. But, if you just send somebody a text like, hey, I'm having a party, you should come. If I don't respond, I ain't coming. You should take that as I ain't coming. Or if you talk to me and I did not say, yes, I will be there, that means I won't be there. But again, I think Miko is batshit crazy, and she's the Jackie of this franchise. But again, Geneva could have, easily just send her a quick text, hey, I'm not coming, and that was it. But again, I think on some of the stuff, they're looking for storyline stuff. So, yeah, but that was the end of the episode. So, what else? Was that all that happened today? Yeah, I don't think nothing else happened today. So, yeah, that was it. So, that's my review for Baller Wives, season 1, episode 3. So, just to recap, I like Kiara. People saying that Kiara was like a bitch a little bit, how they think she stuck up. I don't think that. I think her husband is Michael Vick, so she does have just a way about her. You know what I'm saying? It's the same thing of, I think that's the same way that Kobe Bryant's wife would act. You know what I'm saying? Not that they're above anyone else, but their husband's fame was at a different level. So they kind of act a little differently, but it doesn't mean that they feel like anyone else is beneath them. I think Miko, again, is crazy. I think she's extra. I think she's petty. I think she is going to be the troublemaker of the whole season. I like Asia. I think she's like Jennifer Williams, but a little bit more interesting. I do like Geneva. And, you know, I don't like Stacey. I think Stacey's ghetto. I hope after she had a baby, not ghetto, I think she's petty and a little bit ghetto, yeah, because she was fussing and fighting when she was pregnant. So yeah, Miko, no. Stacey, it depends on how she acts after she birthed that baby. Crystal, I have to see. I don't know yet. So, you know, let me know what you guys think of the cast and who you like, you know, you don't like. I do think I like this series. I do think I'll like Baller Wives. I like how the husbands are also involved. Because on the other franchises, for the most part, the husbands aren't involved. I like how the husbands are there for conversation. You see, you know, both sides of this whole athletes family thing. So yeah, so that's my review of Baller Wives. Baller Wives Season 1, Episode 3. I am Jay Lee. This is Jay Lee's Corner. Until next time, people. Peace.